What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of American Truck Simulator. It, for me, currently it's Christmas Day. I just want to say Merry Christmas to you all, Happy Holidays, whatever it is that you guys celebrate. I hope you guys have a great one. I, on the other hand, celebrated on the 24th, so on the 25th, I don't do nothing. Not that I actually do anything anyways on the 24th, but you get what I mean. So this is 1.33, obviously. I believe I did two episodes on 1.33. It's safe and going good right now. I got in our old truck with get off the phone, and so we'll start up this vehicle, do the tug test. Still got my parking brake on. Dragging the trailer. Raise the legs. Now we're good. See how much this is. Ethane, 38,125 pounds to Gallup, New Mexico at the Chevron. We have 12 hours and 22 minutes. I believe it's a quick delivery, or like the two blue ones, like not the urgent, but the whatever it's called, expected at a certain time. So we'll get started on getting out of here. Normally we pick up over there, on that right side over there. I've never picked up from this. Whoa! As I'm talking, I've never picked up from this side, so funnily enough, I would have hit something. I'd try and make a tight turn. Alright, let's just get past here. Let's just get out of here. I barely nicked that thing. And then we'll see. Alright, got a big turn. Get off the phone, woman! Help me drive. This is the extended trailer. I could have picked the... this is like the 48 to 53 footer. I think it's a 48 footer on the ethane or the gas trucks. I'm not sure if it's a 53 as opposed to what it would be like as far as the container trucks go. See, here we go again, rolling backwards for I don't know what reason. That's been doing that to me for a while. I don't know why it's doing that, but I did add a few mods, as you can see. I did the Frosties mod. Basically, it just, instead of seeing the green grass or the dirt on the ground, or the better not pull out on me, buddy. It basically creates snow around us. Snow is not on the mountains out there, but I believe as we get closer, it will appear. Braking is harder. That was introduced in 1.33, more realistic braking. I'm not going to turn up here. I'm going to go all the way to the end. Okay, I can skip gears because this isn't really that heavy and our truck is pretty powerful. So other than Frosty's mod and realistic weather as far as snow goes and sliding around, I put those two mods in. Frosty's is priority, or Frosty's is second priority, and above the main priority is the realistic winter physics mod. So that's what I have going on right now. I did put in a FedEx pack. It turned our garage into a FedEx. I was thinking it would, it's a pack, so I was thinking more along the lines of that it, oh, cool, go ahead. I was thinking more along the lines that it was going to give us skins for the truck, and I believe it does. I just haven't really been to the upgrading shop to check that out. But as you can see up here on the right, the left, our shop is a FedEx shop. That's just part of the pack. I just noticed that recently, so it doesn't look bad. I don't think it compared to what it normally looks like, I think it looks fine. So yeah, other than the snow and the physics mod, I haven't really anything as far as anything crazy to the vehicle. I just got the vehicle. We traded it with the T800 that we used to have, and basically just started recording. The reason why I haven't been recording quite as much as I normally would is because my dog, I sometimes bring my dog inside. Oh, that was pretty low. I sometimes bring my dog inside when it's too cold outside. And lately, where I live, it's been in the 40s, and I don't want my dog outside in that cold of weather. So I decided to, let him in. So we're just getting on the freeway to get off the freeway. So I just let him in, and I'm afraid that I'm going to be gaming, and he's going to start barking. He'll bark. He'll start barking for no reason, really. So I don't want that to happen, so that's why I haven't been recording. But it's supposed to cool down. Today is Christmas, so it's funnily enough, it's not snowing, but it doesn't snow where I live. There we go, rolling backwards, but we are on a hill this time. It doesn't snow where I live. Don't take out that sign. Whew. It rains, and today I woke up and it's raining, so that was I like it when it rains, so I don't really have a problem with it. But I know a lot of people that don't like it when it's cold and rainy. I look at it like basically like as a guy, I do like when it's hot outside for the reason that women are wearing very scantily clad clothing. But for me as a guy, you can only take off so much clothes before you get arrested or a ticket or in a decent exposure or something like that. So as a guy, and I'm about 210 pounds, 6'3", so I have a little bit of weight on me, but I don't like when it gets hot, because if I'm outdoors, it's just misery for me. I'm sure most guys can agree with me. I do know some people, though, that like it when it's hot outside, probably for the same reason, that the view is nice, but only when you're outside. I can wear a tank top and I can wear shorts, but it's still hot. Where I live, it gets up into the 100. It's very humid, and it gets up to 100, and during the like summertime, and even like spring, it gets into the 100, and I want to say 101. Sometimes it'll go as high as like 110 where I live, and I live in Southern California, but that's still pretty hot for where I live. And then when it's humid, that just adds sweating to just make everything sticky and whatever. Like I said, as far as I go, I like it when it's rainy and cold, because I can always put on more clothes. I've never been in a scenario where I have been in a scenario when I was in Texas. It was pretty cold up there, but let's get over for a little bit. Lower range. I have been in Texas where it's 6 degrees outside, and that's just it's cold, and it's not like I said, you could always put on more clothing though, but it is very cold, so there's only so much clothing that you could put on, and you can't be outside. So there is its benefits and its things. There are things that are good and things that are bad about both cold and heat, cold, hot and cold, whatever you want to however you want to look at it. Just personally, where I live, when it's cold, it gets as low as freezing, and it gets as hot as up into the triple digits, sometimes into the 111 at the most, I think it is. And as the years progress, global warming, as they call it, it's just getting hotter and hotter during the summertime. And I don't think it's really getting colder and colder. I think for where I live, it's pretty much the same every year. It's normally always raining or cloudy on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, or even in the days leading up to, like, as soon as winter starts, which I believe it's the 21st of December, so it's only a couple days ago that winter started. But even into fall, late fall, it starts to rain a lot more. So get off the phone, woman. I'm glad to have her back in our usual truck that we drive, 379, 389. I believe they got rid of the 351, I want to say it was, or 357. I tried I put a mod in for the latest version, and it's not working anymore. It's like a red circle with the exclamation point in the mod workshop, or not the mod workshop, but the mod manager. So obviously I just took it out. So unfortunately that's not working, but we haven't really driven the older Peterbilts or Kenworths or Mack trucks in quite some time, so I don't really need that mod right now. Alright, I have to lower. It is pretty slick on the steering wheel. I am letting go of the gas a lot more, and you can feel the physics, the winter physics, the vehicle kind of sliding around. Whoa, 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 whoa. I know that nothing was going to flip over, but I felt the truck kind of sliding right there. So we're coming up to a city. We're taking like the really long way, because there's not really a way to go north in Arizona unless you just go the really long way. And I've been watching a bunch of videos about, on YouTube I've been watching a lot of videos, more or less, talking about how, driving a truck and what it's actually feels like in real life to what is that guy slowing down? I don't know. To, I mean, it doesn't really compare to the game, but I'm going to jump into this guy because they're all slowing down. Yeah, he slowed down way back there, so it gave me a chance to get over. Basically how you would drive 18 speed or a 13 speed. I don't really drive 15 speeds or 10 speeds in this game, just because I really don't know much about how to change the gears. I mean, I'm sure once I once I start doing it, I'll probably, be able to do it like riding a bike. But as for right now, I wish I could really pass this guy, but then we got the bus up there, so it really doesn't matter. As of right now, I only really know how to drive a 18 speed and 13 speed, which I haven't really driven a 13 speed in the game unless it was an automatic, or unless I was using my controller. I just don't remember ever using anything but an 18 speed, even in day cabs, but I will have to try those out in the future. I just don't want to come up on that road, this back and forth road that we go about 20 miles an hour. Hey, but it leaves me more room to talk about stuff. So yeah, with my dog and all, he's like half an inside dog and half an outside dog. I'll have him inside, like I said, when it's cold, and then normally when I'm up watching YouTube videos or just playing a game that I'm not recording, I will most likely trying to not hit the side on anything, not make these turns too narrow, and trying to talk to you guys at the same time. So I've been sleeping like backwards, and you guys all know how most people that play video games or aren't working are normally on a totally backwards schedule, and that's how I've been on for probably the last 2 years, ever since I was really sick and got this computer basically. But anyways, so I'm on like a upside down sleep schedule. I'll sleep during the day for a couple hours, wake up around 1 or 2, and then I won't let the dog in until about 7 o'clock, is 6 o'clock. 5:36 is when it gets dark, but wow, I'm really on the brakes here. So 5:30 or 6, I'll let the dog in, and he'll stay in my room. He won't have to go outside to pee or do nothing. Hey, there's people out there. He won't have to go outside to pee or nothing. And if he does, I'll open the door if he wants. He's potty trained, so that's good. But he'll normally stay in my room from 8 o'clock at night, 7:30, 8, sometimes 6:30, whatever. Whenever it starts to get cold, or whenever I get home from wherever I'm at, I'll let him in. I know we're going pretty slow. Probably should have shifted gears, but we're good right now. And so he'll be in there he'll be in my room till about 6 in the morning when it starts to get daylight out. And then I'll let him out, and he'll right now, since it's raining, I probably should have kept him inside, but I wanted a game. I didn't want him barking, because in the morning he just starts barking at everything. But he's got a house. He's got a enclosed house, and he's got about 6 blankets that I wash weekly. So I'm not really that concerned that he's getting too cold. I'm getting more used to him as time goes on. Like I said, like you guys know, I've only had him for maybe about 3 months. Luckily, I was able to get over there. So I've only had him for like 3 months, so I've been pretty much into the new stages of feeding him too many snacks and paying a lot of attention to him. And I don't think I'll ever stop paying attention to him, because I love dogs, and I love this dog. I didn't like him at first, but I like him now. Watching that rear, make sure my trailer isn't going into traffic too much, over the double yellow anyways, or past the white line on the side as I keep talking to you guys. That bus and that box truck took off real quick. Speed limit 65, we're going about 50, because the roads are pretty icy. They wouldn't be icy if I just had the Frosty mod in to make the snow, but since I have the winter physics on, that's what makes them icy. That's what changes the dynamic of having. I probably wouldn't put the snow mod in the game if it wasn't for the fact that I have the physics as well, because it wouldn't be as realistic to drive around or have to slam on the brakes and slide, or having to hold the wheel with 2 hands as opposed to just driving with 1 hand like I normally do. But like I said, I hope you guys are having a happy holidays. You do whatever it is that you do. I just say happy holidays. I know I said Merry Christmas, but like I said, most of the time I like to say Happy Holidays because everybody does something different. Some people don't even do anything, like myself. I haven't really done anything for probably the past, well, probably ever since I've been sober. I probably haven't done anything. Normally I'll get invited somewhere and I'll be drinking somewhere, but nobody invites me anywhere anymore. And when they do, I'm normally so upside down on my sleep schedule that I just can't make it. Or the party that I'm going to, I know the people, everybody's just going to be drinking, and it's going to start at 4, and I'm going to be driving home in the middle of the night from somewhere pretty far. So I just tend to stay home on Christmas Day. Like I've said before, I don't do anything on Christmas Day, or I didn't do anything on Christmas Day before anyways. It was always Christmas Eve, was opening presents and all that stuff, but I don't really get presents anymore, and I don't really do anything anymore. Besides eat food that has to do with Christmas. Well, not really Christmas, but like Mexican Christmas. That's the only time that I like claim to be Mexican is on Christmas or Thanksgiving. Instead of having turkey, we'll have like tamales or menudo or something like a soup. And I just love it so much. I'd rather have that any day of the week than have turkey. I don't like having turkey. I'd rather have burgers than have turkey or mashed potato, like the normal meal for the holiday, for Thanksgiving. We are going way too fast. We are going way too fast. I am hard on the brakes. I don't know if I'm going to stop. Oof. Get off the phone, woman. So I can skip. I'll go 1 through 5. So I heard that 5th gear in trucks is the go-to gear. Whether you're coming up to a stoplight, going around a corner, deciding whether you're going to slow down or speed up, it's that gear that 5th gear is, or 5 low is the, I went on the curb there I think. 5 low is the gear that you can speed up or start to slow down at when you're going around a corner. If there's a green light, you're going around a corner, you're slowing up to go around the corner. That's, when you're in motion, you want to stay in 5th gear. Oops. So 5th gear is like you can speed up or slow down from that gear. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4 I heard is you want to go through those gears quite quickly. I would always rev it up to about 2,000 RPMs. I was watching a video. I need to get over way up here. Well, a little bit up the road. 1, 2, 3, and 4 gears you want to go through pretty quickly. Like, you want to keep it around like 1,200 RPMs, and I always go to like 2,000, which is really bad. See if anybody will let us over. I don't think that's going to happen, so we're going to go after this vehicle. Just getting into this lane because it looks like it's not going to go to 1. I do the double clutch thing. Clutch into neutral and clutch into the next gear. But not when I'm slowing down. I don't do the double clutch thing. But I do the double clutch most other times. And I've been doing that for a while. I just haven't felt the need to mention it because I figured that everybody does that anyways. How far are we past the line? Pretty far. I don't think anybody's behind us. I don't want so nobody wants to go when it's their turn, like this Volvo here. Well, whatever. And I also found out that not only Tesla, but there's another company. I can't quite think of it at the moment. Oh, it's called... I just had it on the tip of my tongue. It's called Thor. Thor. Like Thor, the Marvel person, I think he is. I don't know. I don't watch. I just heard of it somewhere. That's why I'm saying it. But, excuse me. Thor, the company, very small company, made an electric vehicle. It looks an electric semi-vehicle that has a 300-mile range. And they put a guy in it that drives a normal semi-truck, like on-the-road trucker, in it. He likes the power, the torque that it has, and the power that it has to pull such weight. I believe they had like 40,000 pounds in the trailer, but they were just proving to everybody that they could do it, and they pretty much it's their pre-release. They're talking about it's going to cost about $160,000, and it's only going to be able to go 300 miles. But that's for somebody that goes home every day. That's not somebody that's an on-the-road trucker. I believe you have like anywhere between 8 and 10 hours. I believe it's 8 hours, but I could be wrong. So I'll say between 8 and 10 hours. You normally have to drive during the day, or at night, or whatever it is, before you have to get some sleep. As a trucker, too busy looking at the steering wheel to slow down. I've had my lights on, and there's a train. I've had my lights on the entire time because of the fact that it's snowing out. Trains are supposed to be longer and sound more realistic, but I don't think that's the case, and I'm holding down these brakes. But anyways, the truck, they're not really talking about releasing or like starting production, because I'm going through this, because it's a very small company that's made the first one, like I said, and so it's going to take a little bit of money to start out until they can start production. Make sure nobody's right there next to me, or get it merge over. So just like Tesla, they released a vehicle, and then they're not ready yet to release it to the public. Or it's released to the public, but it's not like, you can see it driving around. I forgot where the company is, but you can see it driving around wherever the company is. As they do testing and all that stuff. But like I said, I believe normal... I'm going to go into 5 low and just keep it here, unless I'll just probably gain some speed. No, I'm going to keep it here. So that pretty much works for us. Anyway, so you could be on the road, let's say 8 hours. 8 hours, you're going 70 miles an hour, or you're in California and you're going 55. That's over 300 miles, just over 300 miles. But if you're in any other state, like, I don't know, Arizona, it's like 70. I don't think it's 75, but I think it's 70. Or it could be 75, I don't know. So 7 times 8, 560 miles. So you're only on the road for so long, and then you got to stop and start charging your vehicle, and then you got to weigh that into how much more time you could be on the road. So you're going to be stopping a lot more and charging a lot more, which, if you're up for something like that. I've never said this before. I think it's a great thing that people are wanting to be a more environmentally conscious, whatever, and not affect our world like we've been throwing so much carbon into our atmosphere that, we're causing a bunch of things to happen in the atmosphere. I don't think that's a great thing. Somebody else said something like this, but I'm sure. I'm not sure who said it though. But, it started out as a small problem when people only had like 100 cars on the road, using gas, and now it's like we're all over the road, and now it's just a huge problem. And eventually, we are going to run out of fuel, and we're going to need something else. I do believe the electric car thing it has to become a thing eventually. I don't know about my lifetime, but in future generations, it has to be a thing, because gas can only be drilled out of the earth for so long before we run out. So I do believe $11,000. So I do believe being on top of something like that and changing to electric vehicles. I just think they need to think about people that travel or want to go longer distances without upping the price of, for a Tesla right now, or even any other electric vehicle, you're going to spend $40,000 at the minimum. I'm not talking about hybrid. I'm talking about electric vehicles that are all electric. You're going to spend anywhere from $40,000 up to $120,000 for an electric car. Something like that. I can't afford something like that. We're going to have to see if it stop. We got to stop up here, so we're going to start slowing down. Because we already know how our brakes are. That map changed quite funnily. Turn off that. One here pretty slowly. Just go straight in. I'll get back to what I was talking about. Can't do too many things at once, as you guys know. Inspection station. They should have the rolling ones. Okay, I'm on the brakes pretty hard right now. Enter. 72,195 pounds. Oh, I'm in 5 low. That's a dumb thing. Going on here. $247. Wow, that's a lot of nothing. It'll pay for not even your gas. So we're pretty much in Gallup. Just have to drive through the city a little bit. We'll be there. But like I was saying, they have to make the vehicles a little bit cheaper, and I don't think that's ever going to happen because, if you want to buy a truck, like a Chevrolet 1500 or even a GMC 1500, you're going to you spend up to anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 on a truck. 10 years ago, trucks were going for or maybe a little bit longer than 10 years ago, but what I feel is about maybe 15 years ago. I don't really remember that much. Brakes. Oh yeah, we're skipping. Trucks were, let's say 10 to 15 years ago, they were going for like a base model truck with roll-up windows and basic stuff. They don't have roll-up windows anymore, but 15 years ago they were going for like 20,000 for like a Tacoma or a Ranger and a Colorado. Well, yeah, like I think I paid like 28 for my Colorado back in 2005. So we got the Arrow. Is this a one-way? I don't know what this is. Where am I going? I don't think this is a one-way. No, it's a double. Look like a one-way. Brakes. Jeez. So I paid like 28,000 for my truck back in 2005. 28,000, fully loaded, all that stuff. Didn't have power. It didn't have roll-up windows. It had CD player, all that stuff. Ooh. The train. Here we go, rolling backwards again. There we go again. I don't know what that is. I'll figure that out. I have to Google that. Take out the stop sign and part of the building. My great driving skills. That's a very tight wall. Not really. That was my bad. Stay right here. Too busy trying to do too many things at once. So yeah, 28,000. Now Colorado's about 46,000. Went up about almost 20 grand, possibly more if you want the diesel. The motors are a lot smaller than they used to be, but they're a lot more powerful, is what I'm getting at. What else is there? Alright. I don't know why that guy's going. He's got a red. Very weird. And then like a Ford F-150 fully loaded XLT was probably 35 at the most. And now those are, like I said, anywhere between 60, 80 to 100,000. I think the F-250 is 100,000, but that, 60 to 80,000 for a fully loaded F-150 is ridiculous. I'm gonna get I'm gonna stay here. I saw on the map that we're making a left. So yeah, I don't know how they expect us to pay for something like that. If we gotta, for someone like myself, I can't afford that right now, and I probably couldn't afford it if I had a, full-time job with everything else I gotta pay for. But at the moment, I'm not making anything, so yeah. But, and I don't believe in the whole flying cars thing. I was watching a video and they were showing a flying car. It's basically like a drone that can fly, but it didn't have wheels. So, it's a flying plane. It's not a flying car. In order for it to be a vehicle, a car, an automobile, it's got to have wheels. These things don't have wheels. And even if it did have wheels, it probably couldn't drive on the road. What I think of is when I think of flying cars, I think of like Back to the Future. You're driving on the road, or you can either drive on the road or fly in the sky. But I don't trust people right now driving on the road. I can only imagine the type of person in a Prius. Sorry, most people that are in Priuses are jerks. they cut you off, all that stuff, but whatever. I can't imagine someone like that driving a flying car. That would be pretty crazy. I don't even know where we're going with this. Probably, well, I think it's a pull-in spot. Guess we'll find out, huh? Might be a pull-in spot, basically what I'm looking at here. But we'll find out as we get closer. Where's it at? Hold on. Oh, it's on that side. Interesting. Well, we can come. I was thinking we could go to the right of the barricade, but since it's a skilled parking, I didn't think it would be that easy. The only time these, the gas station one, oh, this is ethane, but the only time the gas station ones are pretty easy is when you just gotta pull into the gas station. And it's considered a skilled parking, but what's that water noise? What the heck is that noise? You hear that? It sounds like there's a pond nearby. I'm not lined up for this at all. Sound is. That's a very strange sound. Sounds like somebody is walking in a stream next to me. Alright, too much turn, too much turn, too much turn. Luckily we can pull forward, and I think we should be fine right here. I don't know who's walking around. I don't know what that sound is. Sounds very strange. Too much turn. That's what I get for saying this should be good. Alright, maybe this will be good. Well, it's not technically between the lanes, but it's pretty close. Alright, parking brake on. I was in gear, so it died. Get off the phone, woman! What happened to your face? You okay? You got a very not real looking face anymore. Maybe you've always been that way. I don't know. But that water thing is kind of weird. Alright, I'm kind of crookedy, but I'm going to take that. Let's drop it off. Excellent, 343 miles, 9 hours, 48 minutes, 66.1 gallons consumed. If we were an electric vehicle, we wouldn't be able to go this far. Sorry. $59,735 with 957 XP. And that is not a realistic number, but we have a economy mod in the game, and that's what's causing that. So in our next job, if we don't get booted back for putting a mod in that's not, you know, hey, we haven't done something like this one yet, not with this truck. Tires to Raton or Ratton, one of the two. But I kind of want to go away from that for a couple episodes because we just did one. I believe the last episode or the episode before we just did one of these with the T800 truck. You know, they're fun and all to drive, but they're very long drives. And when you're going 356 miles at 30 miles an hour, it takes a long time. So we might do doubles. We haven't done doubles in a while. So maybe we'll do doubles or a pressure tank or just a normal one of these. Normally when it shows doubles, since we have the mod in, you can, or not the, I don't know if it has to do with the mod or the game, but you can change it from doubles to a single to a short to, you can make these doubles if you want to. Only in some of them, but we'll see what happens. I don't know what we're going to do yet. But I hope you guys have an awesome Christmas, holidays, happy holidays. I don't know why I keep saying Christmas. I do happy holidays. I say happy holidays. I say happy 4th of July, happy whatever. Easter. I joke around with people saying happy Easter, happy Valentine's Day, but you know what I mean. Happy holidays. Hope it's a great one. Spend time with your family. Do whatever you got to do. Play some games. Join me. Whatever it is. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Take care. Peace out.